So hello everyone and welcome back to the mini interview series we are doing with the amazing women speakers at the SQLBits conference. This conference is happening between the dates of March 14th and 18th at Wales. If you're looking for a good data conference to go to, this might be an option. There are options to attend both in person as well as virtually. You can choose whatever works for you. Our honored guest for today is going to be there in person. Her name is Meagan Longoria. She is a long-term speaker, SQL Server MVP, an ally and a friend, whom I consider an ally and a friend. And she will be talking to us today about her sessions. And she has 3 sessions at this conference. I have not put the timings down because it varies depending on which part of the world you are at. Our sponsor for today is SQL Taylor Consulting. Joe Fleming donates $20 to Girls Who Code for every person we have on the show. Thank you, Joe, for doing this. All right. Hello, Meagan. Let's get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I live in Denver, Colorado. I'm a consultant with Denny Cherry and Associates Consulting. I kind of span the spectrum of tools because I do a lot of data engineering and analytics engineering, some DBA work, some data visualization work. So it's always fun and interesting working.
Never admit to DBA works. Keep that on the PL.
It's okay. I work with, 5 or 6 DBAs, so yes. I'm not the first one they ask for that.
No, I am not either. I have never been a DBA, and anytime I have to do like a user login, I'm like, what are those steps again? How do I do that?
I'm the exact opposite. I'm an ex-DBA in a crowd of people who are developers and BI folks, and I'm always the odd one out, asking the questions that they don't ask. But I think all of it is needed to make a good team.
Yep.
So you have 3 sessions
in the background.
Oh, yep, the dog is yes.
This is her office too, so
got a great coworker there.
Yep.
So you're doing 3 sessions, 2 on Thursday and 1 on Friday, right?
Yeah. So I have a 20-minute session on 5 ways to increase the accessibility of PowerBI reports. And really that's just to help people make more accessible reports. We don't, we design for ourselves most of the time. We think, oh, is this usable for me? But we need to expand beyond that. And people then who are aware of that think it's really difficult. Oh, accessibility is so hard. And to some extent there are challenges, but there are some really simple and low effort things you can do that make a big impact. So that's my 20-minute session. And then at the end of the day, I'm part of the Power BI user group Ask Me Anything session. So a lot of other really smart people will be up there with me. So it's not just my session, but we're up there so that people can ask us whatever questions they'd like. I think Guy in a Cube will be there, Adam and Marco Russo, I think. But I think there's a good crowd in there besides me, but I'm excited to be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always fun to be on a panel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think one of the big things, to go back to your accessibility thing, people don't realize how just regular people benefit from the improvements that are made to make it accessible. And it just makes it better for everybody if it's accessible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It really does. There's some argument, I guess, in the accessibility community about like, why do we have to fix it only when it's better for everybody instead of recognizing that different people have different needs. So I go back and forth on whether I make that argument or not, but I've definitely made the argument before and it's very valid.
Well, I found your tips incredibly useful to make my slides better, to have more people. And that's an important thing for me. Even if there's one person in my audience who has a challenge, I'd like for them to be helped.
Yeah, that's my 50-minute session on Friday, is actually designing presentations for a diverse human audience. So I kind of take the same ideas from what I did in Power BI and apply it to presentations, but also add some more information because you can design slides, but that's not the only part of your presentation. How do you deliver a session that people understand, that respects their level of knowledge that they had coming in? How do you speak clearly? What's a good room setup if you're presenting in person, or what do you think about before you present virtually? And it's stuff that we've all watched a presentation and gone, man, this is really awful. They may be the smartest person in the room and they may know their topic, but if it's not presented well, or if
Yes.
there's something wrong with the room that you can't help. How many times have we gone to a conference and there wasn't a microphone for us because we were in a panel? Stuff like that. So it's a good reminder for all of us, whether we're presenting or organizing, or even if we're just attending, that we want to make our needs clear so that everybody gets what they want out of the session.
Absolutely. I hate walking into a room to do a presentation, a demo especially, and the only place to put my computer is on a tilted stand that is covered with other people's stuff. And I'm like, well, no, I really can't do it. And if I was challenged in some way, that would be even more difficult to.
I've been where that stand was just too tall for me.
Yes.
I'm a little person. I'm looking.
I need a step stool or
Yeah.
something.
Well, and there are some people that can't do steps. They've had knee
Yep.
surgery or something else. And how many times do we present on a really tall platform that
Yep.
sometimes there's a step for us to use to get up there, and sometimes we just hop up there.
Yep, exactly.
You know, it's little things. None of it ruins a conference. But what if we made ourselves a checklist beforehand? What if we asked the questions before we got to the conference? I was on a speaker call for SQLBits yesterday, and was asking questions so that I can be prepared. Like, do they have something for captions, or should I take care of that on my own? Stuff is expensive, especially captioning, but there are options for me. I know that one, I could use the stuff that's built into PowerPoint, or if you have Windows 11, it actually will do live captioning for you. So if you have demos, you don't lose your captions. And it's super easy to set up. I hate the word easy. I shouldn't say that. It is very low effort. It takes like 3 clicks to set up to get the captioning working on Windows 11. And I've been really impressed at how accurate it is. But I have to know to do
That's
that before I
interesting to
start.
know.
Right.
The Zoom
Wow.
stuff that we are getting right now is anything but accurate. And it comes on and off at its own will and whim. Yeah.
I mean, it's never going to be perfect. It's computer driven. Like, I have my own reservations about using AI for, well, anything, but especially accessibility. But if it's, 80% accurate and I've got an international audience, or I'm in a room where it's hard to hear, I'd rather use it.
Yes, absolutely. So other than doing fun things with Izzy, or what fun things do you like to do with Izzy?
Izzy
Outside of
goes
work.
hiking with me, and in the winter sometimes she goes snowshoeing with me. Obviously she doesn't have her own snowshoes, but I have a leash that attaches to me, so she goes out there with me, and she really likes the snow, and she's very happy to hop up a mountain. So
Nice. Does she go out on your kayak with you?
I have not tried that yet.
Okay.
I've taken her paddle boarding and she was okay with that. She doesn't want to stay out very long. Like, she's done after about 30, 45 minutes, and I'd rather stay out there a couple hours.
Right.
So I don't take her a lot. But last year I bought a Happier camper. It is a little ultralight travel trailer that attaches to my car that my small Mazda CX-5 can pull. And so Izzy comes with me and goes camping. So I think this year I might be able to pull it off and bring the kayak and her. And then if I have someone with me, they can take her back to the camper. And I think she would be fine. She just doesn't want to hang out for 2 hours on the lake.
Right. I do. You can feel free to take me out on the kayak with you. Anytime you
All
want.
right.
Well, I'm so excited. I know you have a top secret costume to wear to the party.
Oh, you do? Oh, how
I
interesting.
do have a costume. You know what? I haven't told anyone what it is, but I might tell you.
Ooh.
So, do you remember that there was a D&D cartoon in like the early to mid 80s?
Yes, I vaguely remember that.
There was a character on there named Sheila who was a thief, and she had this cloak that if she put it on, she would become invisible. I am going to be Sheila, because then when I'm at the party and I don't feel like talking to people, I just put on the cloak and walk away.
Nice. And you're invisible.
Yep. The
That's
conference is
awesome.
actually like really accommodating to people who maybe don't like crowds or who just need a minute. So they have a quieter party area and then they have the big party area.
I thought things like that were amazingly well thought out. And I so love that, because I used to be the lonely girl who walked back to her room at pass because I can't take more than a certain level of noise. I just tune out. And I used to go to the Barnes and Noble or go back to my room after 7 o'clock when everybody went partying.
I can
Well-
stay for a little bit, but I'm definitely, I'm going to bow out earlier than a lot of others. So I'm very appreciative of how thoughtful they are about that stuff.
Right.
Well, I didn't base it off any character, but I'm also a thief. So you and I can put on our cloaks together.
Nice.
Disappear into the sunset, yes, or the moonlight.
The rest of the DCAC crew, I have seen previews of some of the costumes, and they will be a lot of fun. We'll put it that way.
See, I would do a real extravagant costume, but I don't want to check a bag. I want to have my backpack and my little carry-on so that I don't have to wait for my luggage at Heathrow. I could just get off the plane and start my adventure. So I'm going out to the western part of Wales for a couple of days to the village that my 4th great grandfather was from. So
wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to go spend a day and a half on the seaside in Aberystwyth and go explore my little village and then come to Newport after that. So
That's awesome. That's amazing.
I don't want to wait at 2 hours. I heard it takes a long time to get your luggage at Heathrow. I'm like, man, I just want to get my stuff and go. Get on the train, start my next segment. So
If it's more than 5 days, I just accept that I'm checking a bag.
well, but I found so at Data Grillin, I was really sad that I couldn't find a laundry mat in Lingen. So I looked this time. There's actually a laundry mat in Newport. So on Tuesday before the conference starts, I can go and do my laundry and have like a break in between so that I can do a single bag. That's my plan.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I think we are hanging out in London for a couple of days and then making our way over. I've never been to London, so that's more than enough for me.
Oh, how wonderful. I
And I
haven't
had
been
thought
there.
about
It's
doing
on my
that.
bucket list, and it likely won't happen with the SQL conference. Because
I had thought about
there's
doing
so much
London
to
for a
see in
couple of-
London. London is so amazing. Yeah.
I'd planned on doing that, but then I've been to London and I was like, well, if I got the opportunity to go spend more time and explore my little village, I think I'd rather spend the day doing that than do London again. So
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
I've never been, so I'll go, and I'm really lucky that a lot of my coworkers are also going, so I kind of have a built-in friend group.
Yes.
John and Monica and Joey and Denny and Yuki and Elijah will be there.
Yep.
So I will never be lonely.
Who were the last two? Those names are not.
Yeah, so Yuki is our newest consultant. He's actually speaking about this, he's a career switcher. So he was was going to go to school for like physical therapy and has switched over to become a DBA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's pretty young, as far as getting into a career. He's been with us for maybe not quite 2 years, I think. He started as our intern and has graduated to junior consultant now. And then Elijah is our director of sales, and he's both of them are in California. So the company is now a little more weighted toward California than it was, but they've come along to a couple of conferences now, and it's always great to have them around. So Elijah we have a booth, DCAC is sponsoring. So Elijah will be at our booth a lot of times, and people can stop by and say hi to him and then meet.
I love Elijah. He's so fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him again.
I'm absolutely, assuming I'm not speaking at the same time, going to Yuki and John's session though, where they talk about, so they go at it from, here's Yuki, brand new to an entire industry. He didn't start out as a, computer person. And what's it like to get into a career that's so different than the direction he was heading? And then John was kind of tasked with mentoring him and helping him really get started and get to know his tools and make sure that he's settling in okay. And Yuki, as a junior consultant now, he's billable on on projects and all that. So what's it like from both sides of that? I think that's a really cool session. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that does sound great.
Yeah, John is such a great presenter. I mean, I'd watch any session with him.
Yep.
Made. Yeah. And Monica.
But
too.
we're here to say Meagan is an awesome presenter and she's
course.
going to rock all her sessions.
Of course, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Thank you.
All right, ladies.
Can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you, Meagan.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.